guys, I'm gonna be after I speak like for about five um or I will decide. I speak for a while and then I'm gonna open the floor for questions and then we move forward, right? But I do have very, very valuable questions already from Christina and I'm gonna touch on that. So guys, welcome to this first session for semester one 2024. This is financial management for entrepreneurs, and it is definitely the most rewarding, but also at the same time, the most challenging module that you're going to have for your degree. Let me repeat that. Not for this year, for your degree. This is it. You cannot become an entrepreneur. Over the years I've had, I'm in the privilege to interact with some of you. Some of you are starting businesses already, very bright minds. So I think that, for some of you who are already in entrepreneurship, you have come to just add that degree, right? And finance, you cannot do without this. You cannot do without finance. You can't be a successful entrepreneur. You can't one day help a company or people in entrepreneurship without this. You see, this is it. Let me put it that way. This is the real deal. You have your modules. Many of your modules will be theoretical. Look, I'm not looking down on any other module. Every module is valuable and is adding to you, but money talks. So let me be very clear. There is no way for you to do well as an entrepreneur without understanding this module. And this is it. And I will explain to you why. But as you can see, we're starting by the module outline. All of you have your module outline, and I've just taken a page from the module outline just to highlight what is important. Remember again your structure with regards to test and examination. Okay, so let me say again, please bear with me. I'll be sharing with tips with you on how best to approach this module, on how best to pass your examination, and just bear with me for a couple of a month. It's only it's only 3 months maximum, and then you can move on with the rest of your life. I don't want you to have you back in my class next year. That's not the purpose. And for many of you, you would agree with me that I'm a very committed lecturer. I pursue you. I check on you. I find out. I'm one of those lecturers who check to see how you're engaging, how you're participating. Because I will tell you as we move on, I will tell you you are not going to be able to pass this module if you continue not to engage or participate, because I track these things, right? And many of you who are here, who've had me last year, you know exactly what I'm all about. So I will do my best. And by the way, whatever engagement I'm doing with you, I am tracking everything, because at the end of the semester, we're always going to have that student who would say, well, not everything was done really. The module was, we will find reasons why you fell. And yeah, I will pull up all the tracking records to show that you've been engaged enough and you've not pitched for class, you've not done what you're supposed to do, and therefore a fail might be deserved. All right. But hey, there are so many circumstances. I'm not saying everyone who will repeat this module is a bad student. Get me right. For some students, in fact, we have even agreed for them to repeat the module because perhaps there were a lot of things going on in their lives at a particular time, and so they were not really able to engage fully. All right. So this is just housekeeping. I will only do it once a semester. It is this session at the beginning. So this is a welcome session. And that's when I want to show you what this course is all about. Look at the examination structure. You have task one, which is going to be 25%, task two, which is going to be 30%. If you add them up together with your ICE tasks, remember in your notification, I did explain to you that you are rewarded for just attempting the ICE tasks. So you don't need to leave it for the last minute. Just go after you finish reading a learning unit. Those ICE tasks have been designed precisely to check your knowledge. So you will know for a fact after reading a learning unit and attempting the ICE task pertaining to that learning unit, you will know if you've read properly or if you've not read properly. I've always done a second read for any learning unit. So, you might read the first time, you're just browsing through. And then when you read the second time, and you'll be surprised that you've left out certain things you didn't understand. And those things that you don't understand, just put a mark either in your textbook or on your ebook that I would ask that question and I'll clarify that question. Remember, the first learning unit just covers, this is the most beautiful introduction to the rest of the textbook that you will ever get. It gives you a good overview, very decent overview. And that's why there's too much theory, but it's on purpose because it gives you already a good feel of what it's all going to be about. Whatever terms you encounter in Learning Unit 1, we are going to develop it as we move further. But after learning unit 1, learning unit 2 already begins with calculations. So you saw in one of the notifications, I was very clear. Number one reason for people failing this module is the lack of basic numeracy skills. I mean, I'm very serious and I'm not joking. There are people who are struggling with addition, multiplication, fractions, ratios. So you know yourself. Some of you have decided already that numbers are not for you. Don't do that for this module. Don't say, well, numbers is not for me. This isn't like another. Why should we do this module anyway? Isn't it this just like accounting? No, it's not accounting. This is finance. Accounting is only a branch of finance. Finance is very much broader than just accounting, right? So, all right, so look again, 45% for task one and task two. That's way past the 50% that you need to pass the module. So that's why I advise you, make sure you do very well in task one and make sure you do very well in task two. And then the 10% is already given to you for ICE tasks. So you have 65% of this module that is there for grabs. So do the work, especially learning unit 1 to 4, foundational learning units. Make sure you study, make sure you understand. Because we're going to do now advanced finance from learning unit 5 to learning unit 7. If you are the kind of student who's going to leave everything for the last minute, therefore you are not really going to engage with foundational learning units. When we get to learning unit 5, you will see only smoke. And I can assure you by that time, you're going to fail this module. You're going to repeat it. So I repeat again, make sure you put in the work. And this will save you. Let me tell you something. It's going to save you. If you do very well for for task 1 and task 2, and the ICE task, that's free 10% that is already given to you. There are students. I was just chatting to my good friend Christina here. The exam will be one of the most challenging exam you will ever get. 3 hours of headache that you're going to get. So it requires you to prepare. But I've seen students failing the exam but still pass the module because the hard work they put in for learning for task 1 and task 2 saved them in the end. So I hope that's clear. You had the luxury for all these years of having long period of time where you can do an assignment. I mean, even a couple of months for some of you to just complete an assignment. Well, that kind of lazy work is over. That's basically why we have now time limited tasks. I mean, I'm also an online student. I'm doing some doctoral courses, and we don't get this luxury of having a couple of months to do an assignment. You're gonna have a 24 period where we're gonna open up Blackboard for you to do your exam, and it's only take 24 hours and you have to submit. So that's what we call time limited. So time limited is replacing your assignment, time limited task. So you will have a 24 period when we're gonna open the Blackboard for you to write your exam, and at the end of that 24 hours, you're done, right? You have to submit. If you don't submit within the 24 hours, that's a late submission, and you're gonna be penalized if you submit late. Right? So I hope that's clear. So basically that's it. Make sure for look, task 1 is only 2 learning units that you need to cover. 2 learning units, learning unit 1 and learning unit 2. There is no way that you can't do well. And like I always say, I love to say this, and I'm going to say it clearly. You're going to choose whether you're going to pass this module or you're going to fail this module. So that's up to you. I leave it to your conscience, and that's it for me. So I've given you the structure here, and that's what we're going to focus on today. I would like, so it's a welcome session, but I would like already to start with the work. And you can see that it's not lazy work. We're really going to do the work here. But look here, duration is, see the duration here, 24 hours. 24 hours, that's the duration. But they tell you that in actuality, it should take you only 2 hours to complete. So the way it was structured, why are they saying that? Is so that if you look, if you prepare yourself well, you can take that examination in 2 hours, that task in 2 hours, you complete and you submit. Why? The purpose is to prepare you for the exam, because students who have had the luxury of time throughout the semester to complete assignment 1 and assignment 2, and then all of a sudden they have to go on campus and write a 3-hour exam. No wonder they were coming out of that exam marked for life, traumatized. Let me put it that way. Students were traumatized, and that's why it's the toughest exam you get. But this is finance. Okay, so I'll cover the question. I'll stop in a minute, but I just want to reiterate this, that there is a lack of basic numeracy skills that is affecting, and that's why if you are in that case where you struggle a little bit with numeracy, we have designed this course and I've shared this link with you in the notification. Click on this link, go let me see if actually I can take you there. So just give me so for those of you, I know, by the way, this is a waste of time, but I just want to make sure that this is so important that I don't want any one of you say, "What? Well, I didn't know though. I was not aware." So let me just share. So what if you can see my screen? So this is basically the IIE numeracy tutorials. We've worked quite hard to provide you with this, and it covers topics that you need. It's well built. It's going to cover uh, uh, basically numeracy issue things like ratios and all that. You see, so any of you has already has gone into the course? So just write there in the, if you've already had this, you've seen this.
Yeah, I've seen it, sir. I haven't watched it though, but I have seen the link.
Perfect. All right, look, here it is, all that you need to know. Basic math, section 2, fractions and decimals. I cannot tell you enough. Right now, it might be like a laughing matter. Why is he going on about it? Does he think we're dumb or anything like that? It has nothing to do with that. It's just to tell you that it's frustrating for me as a lecturer to see that some of you actually did quite well study. You did study, but you failed on questions because, for example, you couldn't do fractions. You had issues even calculating decimals, things like that, so that's the reason why we've provided you with this algebra. Go inside, look. It doesn't take you much time, but you know yourself, for example, what you struggle with. If you struggle with ratios, there is a section for ratios. Go in, take it. There is no shame, right? But I'm telling you that this is the number one cause for people failing the module, and that therefore I have to share this, right? So bear with me. If you are good at numbers, no issues, so you don't need to worry about this. But if not, it doesn't hurt. All right, so let me go back again quickly to where we were, right? So um the second one will be leaving your readings for the last minute, not studying. For example, I repeat again, the foundational learning unit from learning unit 1 and learning unit 4. You will see that the as task I have already uploaded covers learning unit 1 to learning unit 4 because these are foundational, right? So make sure that you do properly study. We start calculations from learning unit 2 already, but learning unit 1, as you can see, you could see it's more theory, but it is very important theory that covers the entire work that you're going to do for this semester. So we're just going to be going deep on the different sections, right? Um, so that's not necessarily I'm saying if you do poorly for task 1, uh, uh, I should say time limited, right? That's how we call them. Time limited task 1 and 2. If you do poorly, you might do well at the exam, but you know, and sometimes you need only 1% or 2% to pass. But you have to repeat the module. So I don't want that to happen to you, and that's why. Uh, Wait a minute, am I sharing? Okay, am I sharing this? All right. So I'm gonna pause for a moment. Let me just go to the questions that you guys have here. Sir, just wanted to know, is there a sub minimum required to for the exam to pass the module? Yes. Good question, Yusuf. It's only 30%. But can you imagine, Yusuf? Oh, Easy did respond to that. Probably 30%. But some people are struggling to get the 30%. They're struggling to get it. Hey, it's so tough that I would see really the effort that they have put into the exam, but numbers can't lie, you see. And that's why I say when you're writing your exams, I'll be giving you tips. Show all your calculations. Don't just parachute yourself to the answer. I don't know how you got to the answer. It's not going to do you much service, but we will share that tip more. So share your workings, and yeah. So what other question we have here? What does one do if they can't be available on the 25th for religious reasons? Tuvia, very good question. I think you will need to inform the student hub ahead so that they can give you a dispensation for that particular day, and you can write a SAP. Right? Very good question though. Any other questions? Yeah. Okay, I hope I've covered all your questions. And so is there another question here? Okay, that's okay. Okay, all right. In any case, guys, I will need to stop with the questions because I need to concentrate, right? But put your question there, and should you, if I need to go back to your question, but remember again, someone was talking about the dates. What about the dates? You can see your task limited, your time limited task one is on the 25th of March, right? It's not far from now. It's not far from now. It's not far from now, right? Okay. And then your time limited task two, it's on the 9th of May, right? I'm feeling already excited for you. I don't know why, but you go to your calendar of, let me see if I can again share my screen. uh, okay, I just stopped sharing there. uh, the best way would just be sharing my screen, actually my entire screen two. You let me know if you can see my screen. All right, so we were talking about this numeracy. Check it out, very good for you. Let me go to our module. Just wanna touch quickly. Again, I need to do this. I remember that I need to do this, but guys, this is what you see as a student when you're entering. I get funny questions like, where are the notifications? You will see already the announcements straight away. There have been quite a number of announcements since the beginning. Please, if you've not been engaging, I will know you've not been engaging. You can see for the WhatsApp group, to join the WhatsApp group. I hope I've added almost everybody, still a couple of you. So if you're looking at this, watching this recording, if you're not able to be on the WhatsApp group, let me know. But look at the IIE numeracy tutorial. It's here. The link is there. It's provided. You have your ask tasks that have been added for you. Here it is. And that's it. And basically, your time limited task is here. Everything that I'm sharing with you, I've already shared with you via the notification, right? Okay, cool. So that's done. Let me go to your calendar. Your calendar will be kept up to date. But as you can see, we are on the 29th today. Next week, are we meeting next week? Not pretty sure if I'll keep that one of next week, but yeah, I think we could already meet next week for learning unit 2. Uh, but in any case, remember, we have our WhatsApp group. We can always vote if you feel like it's going to be too much. But I want to cover, I want to cover learning unit 1 and learning unit 2. Some of you have already read learning unit 1 and learning unit 2. I just don't want to waste too much time because I want to provide you enough space for you to be practicing, because there's exercises you need to be practicing. But look here, bi-weekly, we're meeting bi-weekly. You know that, okay, if we meet next week, we skip 1 week, we meet again the other week. But look here, on the 18th of March, your exam is just the next week. But this is the national support session. National support session. It is a session basically. If I'm lecturing other groups, I want to have one session where you are all of them in that session, and we prepare for the task, right? So the time limited task, TLT, your TLT, I'm gonna name it like that. So your time limited task 1 will be on the 25th. That's why 1 week before you writing your task, your TLT1, right before you do that, we're gonna have one session to cover basically your task, how you should prepare, And basically what I do on that particular day, I share also with you past papers with solutions. Man, I don't see how anyone can choose to fail this module. So I'm going to make available to you past papers with solutions so that you can see step-by-step solutions that will help you to prepare. And I give you enough time, for example, to ask questions 1 week so that before the 25th, you are all ready. You're going in gun blazing, shooting all over the place, and you're gonna do good, right? Okay. So, but look, we don't have much session actually, because after that, on bi-weekly, see, you submit on the 25th, we meet on the 1st of April, right? We meet on the 1st of April. We can cover, when we meet on the 1st of April, we basically will cover as task limited one, right? To just find out what went right, what went wrong. I'm going to share with you the solutions, blah, blah, blah. We're done, okay? But if you can see, the next session will be on the 15th of April, and straight on the 29th, we have already to prepare for your assignment submission too, which is going to be on the 9th of May. You see why it is very important for you to keep the pace. There is no time for you to be sleeping. It's very important. So we're gonna have that session. The NSS. Let me click on it. Here you can see your NSS to prepare. NSS means National Support Session, to prepare you for assignment 2. And guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take all the past papers of assignment 2, and I'm going to share also with you with detailed solutions, step by step. Christina is here. She can tell you when I'm sharing the solutions with you, I will share even arrows to show you what goes where. There is no excuse. So basically what you're going to do, you're going to practice. It's not tense, Tino. Don't say it's tense. I mean, I'm providing you the questions and the solutions for you to prepare. So basically what you're going to be doing for that week. So look, 1 week before your task, right? Before your task, you're just going to take those past papers, you practice by yourself. So you write yourself the paper. When you finish, now you check your answers against the answers that I've provided to you. And those answers are step by step, detailed properly to show you where you went wrong, what you did wrong. Tino, it's not tense. This is good. This is good. This is put you already. You ready. You ready. But why am I making you ready? Why am I making you ready? Because soon, before the it's probably going to be in June, rarely in July, you have that one, you have that 3 hour big exam, that 35% exam. That one will shake you. It's 3 hours. It's 180 marks. 180. That's why it's tense. It is the most important exam that you're gonna face. And if some of you are laughing and thinking that I'm joking, ask past students. They will let you know. They will tell you what it's all about. It's the tough exam. And okay, so let's go already into an overview of learning unit 1. And I want to show you why this is important. Okay, you have your OneNote. All of you have been provided. Okay, actually, before I go there, someone might say, okay, but where am I going to find? You go module content, more resources. So you have more resources here. I've provided you with the learning unit reading and comprehension. This will take you straight to your OneNote. Your name is here. You don't need to do much. You just go, you click on the link. It's going to take you to your OneNote. You log in, you put in your student number and your password. You have access to your OneNote where I can start sharing the notes with you, right? Notes with you. Whatever you're gonna have, past papers, I'm gonna share it with you on OneNote. I hope it's clear, right? Okay, so More resources, go to more resources. You want to see, for example, the tutorials. There is already tutorials for learning unit 1 and learning unit 7. You don't need to wait for collab session. You can already, I have good students, by the end of task 1, they have covered the entire course. I'm being serious. Your eyes task are here, more resources, tutorials. You click on the tutorials. If you click on the tutorials, it's going to take you to um, our let me put it that way. Let me say our YouTube channel, right? Let me just say it that way, to be humble, our YouTube channel. But you have tutorials there for 3 years tutorials that you can go through. But you sometimes don't bother, just take the latest playlist and maybe the year before. So as to 2023, you can start with this one. It has 15 videos covering learning unit 1 to learning unit 7, providing clear summary to you. And whatever we do, like this one, will be also uploaded there on our YouTube channel. So I trust that that's clear. So